peeps? It's your girl Dash, come back to Real Takes. Well, it's that time, guys. It's reaction time, and this is to Cobra Kai. This will be for season 5. Now, just to note, I did not do the previous seasons. I pretty much binged it, but with this one, with all that happened in season 4, I really would like to just do a full reaction to each of the episodes. Now, with that said, I'm just going to do a quick brief of season 4. I really did enjoy us getting reintroduced to Terry, of course, coming to be of service to help Kreese, build up on Cobra Kai. We're already dealing with Kreese's, impression that he leaves on his, young students, him being the sensei. You're dealing with, of course, LaRusso and Lawrence still kind of having little moments, even though each of them have their own set of kids they're trying to teach and they have their own little dojos of sorts. But then when the tournament comes into play, we have things happening in between, like we're dealing with LaRusso's son, hanging with the guys who like to bully. Then you're introduced to a young boy, one of them say it was Kenny, who was kind of like a little bit of a young guy being mentored a little bit by Robbie, who dealt with his older brother. And then that kind of took a shift. You're dealing with Tori, dealing with issues with her, family, trying to do the right thing, stay out of trouble with her, and, LaRusso's daughter keep kind of getting into this little thing. But, as things go on, I liked the overall season. I loved seeing Eli evolve, whatever, first, kind of, shy, whatever, and all that. Then he came into his own, all that. And then kind of got a little hand, with the way he was carrying on as a Cobra Kai. And then he kind of felt like, I can't do this, getting bullied a little bit himself by Kyler. And then just kind of seeing like, I need to find my own way. And I love when he won in the tournament against that guy, trying to, badmouth him. And also when he won against Robbie, because I didn't see that one coming. Now, with that said, also, dealing with Samantha and Tori, what happened with that whole situation where they both were doing great. Samantha was showing some of her moves she learned with Lawrence, and then you see in the end certain situation with a point happened where you're thinking, was that to be called? But then in the end it was. And then when you see Tori does win, she kind of raises her hand out to Samantha, but Samantha kind of pulled back and she kind of, felt a certain way, and LaRusso felt bad. But then you see what happens when she goes to the back, the room, whatever, and all that, kind of freshen up, and she sees Terry, with the referee, and it's just like, already conflicted. Like I said in my reaction to the trailer, I wonder if she's going to be able to keep that to herself, or she's going to, speak, her truth about what happened. Same thing also with Raymond being beat up by Terry and then accusing Kreese of being beat up, full well. It's like, he wants to really kind of fit in and want to be brought back into the fold with the sensei, with Terry, but then this is the way you went about it. But it's like, Terry, I'm be honest with you, about to watch that, because eventually he might confide in somebody on the other side, and that can just open up a whole bunch of stuff. And mind you, Raymond should be scared anyway, because I'm like, you lied to the authorities, so that's not a good look. Also, the tournament was just good to see that Lawrence and LaRusso kind of came in together, to try to feel like we got to, really deal with him, even though he kind of separates if he didn't want any part of it. But then you see how LaRusso eventually reaches out to Chosen, which I'm so here for. I'm so looking forward to seeing that. And it's just a lot, just, overall stories that still need to be flushed out, whatever. You see also, what's the young boy's name? I cannot remember for the life of me. Oh, God, what is it? Miguel, excuse me. He decided he wants to find his father. Unbeknownst to him, mommy never told the father he had a son. So that's going to be very interesting what we see in that whole situation with that storyline kind of unfolding. But I'm hoping it doesn't hinder his relationship a little bit with Lawrence as well, because he's been around him. He's not his dad, but somewhat of a, father figure in some instance and all that, and helping him learn, how to, do karate and that just self-discipline. But we can see in the trailer, him and Robbie still don't like each other, so that's going to be, it's always going to be a strain there. I don't know what that is. It's like, as they get older, I really want them to mature, but I'm hoping with Robbie, seeing how Kenny's acting, he might maybe change that a little bit, because he's going to get back at LaRusso's son, and he's going to make him pay for sitting there and enabling those other boys to do what he did. So I'm really hoping that kind of shifts and Kenny doesn't turn out to be just bad the whole entire season. But with that said, I think I rambled on enough. So with that, let's go ahead and jump into it. I'll say the rest of my thoughts with you guys.
Our dojo is committed to providing state-of-the-art training. But a dojo is more than mats and machines. It's about the students.
It's a new era at Cobra Kai. Come join us. Good morning, Amanda-san.
Oh my.
Get him a membership to the YMCA. There are places he can be naked that aren't our backyard. Call me crazy, but I thought maybe we'd be having Mai Tais by the pool. watching your Okinawan assassin use it as his training ground.
Is right here. It's marks the spot. Awesome. Yeah. Perfect. Thank you guys. Yeah, no worries. And how much you want to pay for the bag?
That?
Really? Really? You really are a great
Take
guy.
boy on me, did you? God knows who you think I am. Ah, and hey. Welcome to Mexico.
Thanks. Got some choice supplies for the next leg of our road trip. Turn around. Isn't that great? I got one too. This is a father-son bonding thing. It's just something we have to take care of first.
We're shutting down the Agido Karate.
What?
Mr. LaRusso, I know that's not what you were hoping to hear. But with everything going on at Cobra Kai, continuing to operate in Agido only leaves a target on your backs. I reached out to Chosen because this isn't about a tournament anymore. This is real life.
Dad, I can fight.
This isn't your fight, Sam. I know firsthand that Silver isn't afraid of putting kids in harm's way. Just trust me on this.
Yo me había mirado por aquí.
Acabo de llegar. ¿No, Miguel? ¿Díaz?
No, pues es un placer en conocerte, Miguelito. Tienes mierda en la cabeza, loco. ¡Pueblo! ¡Sácame este güey de aquí! En la mera neta, yo no conozco a ninguna pinche carne. Ahora, si no te abres a la verga, todos los güeyes que ves aquí.
Okay. Senor.
I wasn't bullshitting you, Robbie. I want to fix our relationship. But when I heard Miguel was in trouble, I had to do something. I just couldn't leave you at home. I'm sorry, okay? I thought this trip would help me Miguel get over your shit. But it...
This is what we're up against. Terry Silver. This is how everyone sees him. As some kind of philanthropist out to save the kids of the valley. That's why you're here. But we need to expose Silver for who he really is. Then his students will see the light. The problem is, Silver may be crazy, but he's not dumb.
Take me to Terry Silver.
Miguel?
Hey, Sam.
Where are you? Are you okay? I kept calling and...
Yeah, look, I didn't want anyone to know where I was until I found my dad, so...
Your mom is so worried. You left without telling anyone where you were going.
Yeah, well, I know if I told you I was going, you'd try to stop me.
Because we care about you.
You not even asked what happened to tournament?
You knew what it meant for me to face Tori. You're not gonna ask if I won or lost?
You have no idea. There are more important things than karate, Sam.
Yeah, there are.
Te pasas de bueno, Héctor.
I'm gonna call Carmen. Be right back. Finish taking these out.
But I did hear from Sam. Miguel called her. He's okay.
That's great.
You're having no idea he has a son and Miguel not answering my calls? Maybe I should come down there, Johnny.
No, there's no reason to put yourself in danger.
Look at that line. You'd think he was giving away Teslas or something.
Daniel-san, look.
What? What is it?
I have seen these moves before. Kim Sung-young.
Excuse me, my name is Terry Silver. My master is Kim Sung-young of South Korea.
Kim Sung-young became known during Korean War. He taught many American soldiers.
That makes sense. Kreese and Silver were war buddies.
His style was controversial.
I don't want to attack him. I want to expose him.
We will use his style against him.
How would we do that? Where are you going?
I think the guy says he thinks he saw Miguel talking to these surfers. I'm gonna go ask around. Looking for a kid, 17, Ecuadorian, slight build, but we're working on that. Have you seen him?
I gave him directions, yeah.
All right, great. Can you tell me which way he went?
In here. X marks the spot.
It's a bad idea.
So we can either do it the easy way or the fun way.
All right, listen, asshole. You have 5 seconds to tell me which way that kid went. I'm gonna take that surfboard and I'm gonna shove it so far up your ass your friend's gonna be surfing you.
Me gusta tocar guitarra, me gusta cantar el sol. Mariachi me acompaña cuando canto mi canción. Ay, 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 ay. De mi
Oye, muchísimas gracias. De verdad.
Por favor, ven a cenar con nosotros.
No, please, we insist. It's the least we can do. Okay.
But I'm gonna say, I'm trying to make things right and I want to help you. At least now we know where we're going. X marks the spot, right?
Our competition has closed up shop. And the valley now looks to us to lead the way. We're strangers. It's summer vacation. But for us, the real work is about to begin. Welcome to Cobra Kai.
All right, you guys, I enjoyed this first episode. I don't know if I noted the title, Long Way Home. Seeing the way it's set up, LaRusso knows he now is going to be closing Miyagi-Do and having to, of course, present it to the young kids and not what they wanted to hear. You see the sadness in their faces, definitely out of all of them, more so Samantha, still having moments of remembering what happened during the tournament with Tori. Now, with that said, and just, you know, her saying stuff to him. Now, mind you, we do see Chosen is there. He's living with them in the scene of him in the water, but he's just like, he has a certain set of doing things, you know, first thing in the morning, you know, swimming's here is not what he was doing back home, but needless to say, the wife catches him commando. And kind of sets up a little discussion where she's like, I thought this was over, the tournament's happened, the kids know it was bloodshed, we're moving on. But he's like, no, with Terry Silver now being in charge of, you know, Cobra Kai and Kreese not around, it's not going to get any better. Hence, if any of you all saw the original film, Karate Kid 3, you know that is true. He, as Lewis stated, the way he came for young kids and how he was very hard on them and the way his teachings were just not good, not healthy at all. So I understand his plight, but you know, with his wife, you know, she's just like, she doesn't want no part of this. She just wants us to be moved on. We should be enjoying our summer, you know, having drinks and another and all that. And it just seems like it's going to start another chapter of a lot of stuff going on that she doesn't want, you know, the kids to be involved, even her husband. So definitely some tension already there. If you saw the trailer, we already know it's coming to probably a little bit of a boiling point between the two of them as the season progresses. Now, seeing Lawrence and Robbie, you know, traveling, him not telling Robbie what they're doing, they just think they're going on a trip and he's going to get to have a little bit of bonding with Daddy. He eventually has to fess up and say, we're looking for Miguel. Miguel, of course, went to find his dad. And one thing about that, him traveling by himself, him not telling anyone, not even telling his mother, you know, like that's a good idea. Now, granted, he can't take care of himself, but it's like you could take care of yourself only so much where you could still get yourself harmed. He went into a situation with this man who's probably, you know, in charge of all these guys, beat up a couple in front of him like this and another. He's like, I don't know you, I don't know no Carmen, get the hell up out of here. And I'm glad he gave him the option to leave willingly without having to deal with any more interaction with the man. He seemed like he's just nasty all around. So at least we know it's not him, because that would have been a nice little layer on there, especially once Lawrence, you know, got around there, just to see how that could have been little epic scenes. But glad it's not him. We do see where he comes across after talking to Samantha, and you can see some tension there because she's worried about him, his mother's worried about him, but then she's like, you didn't ask me about the tournament or whatever. And he's like, I see both sides. He's like, what about me? He's like, now everything's about the tournament. He's like, oh yeah, I understand it. And she hangs up. But it's just like, she did inquire about you. She did not call just to make it about her and Tori and the tournament, but still calling you to find out about you. That was the first thing that was on her mind. So when him getting kind of a little slightly defensive, it was just like, okay, so, but then, yeah. It just is what it is. It's like they kind of keep going back to this thing where one wants to feel like their situations are of more importance and all that. You both have a right to your feelings, and both of you all can address that as well and still be there for the other and still be concerned about whatever that person is going through. But they're young. They're not adults, so they're still kind of learning their way. But with Miguel putting himself, in the situation he was, of course, at the beginning with these guys scamming him, taking his money. I said it. I'm like, first of all, don't put all your money in your water like that. Put a little extra down your foot, whatever, and all that. Just a little thing I learned a long time ago. He could have avoided all and take that money, but the man's disgusting. Him and his little friends, and they got exactly what they deserve. Hence from Robbie and Lawrence. But him finally coming across his dad, hence hearing a conversation in the background and kind of following. But I wonder if he eventually is going to fess up. Probably, maybe in the next episode, he might say, I came looking for somebody, and I'll play it off acting like, and then to see if he'll say, well, I'm such and such. What do you mean? I wonder what it is in the past, if they're going to show a flashback with his mother, Carmen, in regards to why she never told Miguel or told him that she got pregnant and then she left, or, Miguel, why she never told his dad that he lives and exists. I just hate for him to walk into something that can get him in any trouble, and this guy go and then searching. That's why Lawrence is like, I'll find out from Samantha that he's fine, but it's like I'll come down here, what's going on, whatever, on him having, of course, car problems. He's like, stay safe. So I really do hope we do get a flashback, or she at least acknowledges why that is. Was he abusive? What was it, that you ran off before he could realize, you were gone, and then, of course, you were with child. So I'm just really itching to see what's going to happen with Carmen, and a little bit more story with Carmen anyway, with Miguel, and also, of course, as time progresses with Lawrence. Now, with seeing LaRusso with Chosen and them seeing a little bit of Cobra Kai, and they're seeing Kenny giving out flyers and all, introducing people they want to join, whatever, and then you see how they see him through the actual kind of like glass, whatever, and all, him doing some sort of technique. And I like how Chosen brings up, I think he says Kim Sung Young. Supposedly that's the style from that particular sensei. Come to find out, that is true. We saw the flashback. Love the flashbacks when it's such accuracy. And he's like, the way he was teaching Silver, it was considered controversial. Hence, some of the things for those techniques back then as well. So it's going to be very interesting to see how they're going to deal with him. He says, I want to expose him, not try to hurt him, kill him, whatever. No, I want everybody to see that this guy's not to be trusted, especially when you see LaRusso explain to his daughter Samantha, he's like, I know how he can treat kids, whatever. No, he's a danger. Him putting them in the situation, and they have no clue. They think he's such a great guy. You can say all nice stuff and be charitable and all that, but some people can have another side to themselves. Ain't that the truth? So I love how you see, of course, Robbie and Lawrence, bond over dealing with these scam artists on the beach, being like the welcoming people, like when people are trying to find something, directions, whatever, and all, and then, take their stuff, whatever, and then ask for money to get their stuff. But just some scum. They got exactly what they deserve. I don't feel sorry for them, whatever, and all that. It was awesome. Father and son, action. Loved it. And then him deciding to stay, and see help Miguel, and then try to find a way to work on it. But we saw the trailer. Look like little animosity is still there and all, to bring. But I really hope it comes to a head. Something happens where they kind of can move past this. We're in season 5. I'll hopefully hoping for another season. We'll get that in 6. Also, seeing the scene of, Terry talking about he wants to bring on some more senseis to help, in regards to teachings, moving forward with, the kids and their, new, clients, whatever. And you see the face of a little certain, familiarity there, Chosen coming on board. Like, let me get up close. Let me get in his. He doesn't remember me. He doesn't know who I am. I can infiltrate that, and hopefully nobody will know who I am. So that'll work. And plus, being that all the ones that worked with Kreese and Terry were a part of Cobra Kai, they were never around Miyagi though, so they have no clue who Chosen is. So that's perfectly the way to segue in and be a part and be able to report back. Love it. Nice. So I'm really looking forward to the next episode and see how everything's going to just kind of come together as the season progresses. So with that said, you guys, comment below. Let me know what you think. And with that said, I'll see you guys in the next reaction. You guys take care.